It's exactly the way the movies show it. Special flight rules area depicts airspace subject to special regulations. Examples: Grand Canyon, Washington, D.C. We don't have to worry about Washington, D.C., but Grand Canyon, yeah, you want to stay away from there. There was a day that we could fly right down into under the rim. We used to do it all the time. It was a lot of fun, it really was. But then a couple of helicopters ran into each other, and a couple of airplanes ran into each other, and of course, as usual, it spoils everything else. Temporary flight restriction. Yay! Everybody should be familiar with this one. Most TFRs are not charted, although some longer-term ones are, like Disneyland. Refer to the FAA's list of TFRs, and it gives a site on there. Requirements as specified by the NOTAM, and how much notice is given prior to the establishing TFR. In some cases, TFRs are established with little or no notice. That is really important. Listen to that. With little no notice, okay? You can actually conceivably do your pre-flight on your airplane, had checked to see if there was any TFRs. And by the time you get in the airplane, start your engine, taxi out to the runway, and take off, there can be a TFR established. And it has happened. It has happened.
The ones we see around here are the fires.
The fires.
Yep.
Yep. Fires, we get them here, and it becomes a TFR like a matter of minutes. So be really aware of that.
When I was up in 5 minutes Thursday night, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And of course, we got a TFR out here, but I guess it's not official yet, but you're trying to make it.
Yeah, but don't violate it because...
Yeah, you will. Yeah, exactly. You might get the same airplane that crashed come up and get you too, so. Okay, and let's see, there's the ADIZ, Air Defense Identification Zone. Typically, most of us won't have to worry about that as far as the airplanes we're flying in right now. Some of you guys that have been accepted into flight training with the Air Force are going to be, you will, because you will fly this all the time, in and out of the United States. But that is, it surrounds the nation's eastern, southern, and western borders. IFR and BFR, Defense BFR flight plans. You must have a flight plan in order to come in. A couple of times in the Air Force plane, we came in differently than what we normally do, and boy, ATC just grilled us on the radio as to what we were doing. The aircraft commander decided he wanted to come in from, instead of flying up Mexico up through Texas, he decided to go off the west coast and fly off out of the ocean and came up into California from the south. And ATC highly questioned that. So I was on the airplane, I know. Questions? Wow, we're 6 minutes over. That's Bob's fault, though. Yeah, I would have made it if he hadn't have talked. Okay, the next meeting is 18 June, and just keep your eyes open. Bob will try to keep sending emails out to you guys if anything changes what's going on out here. Right now, though, we can fly. Just make sure we go eastbound, not west. Any questions?
You're just one quickie here for the weekend flyers going into Redlands Airport. You got to be aware of paragliders coming off a Crestline and flying through the Redlands airspace to go to Hangar 24. It's become a real issue, and those people don't want to change. And we've had 6 near misses on Easter. There were 6 near misses on paragliders going into Hangar 24. Including the downwind traffic pattern at 2,500 feet and the helicopter pattern on the south side of the field at 500 feet. So it's become a real issue. We're trying to work with the FAA and The city has the opportunity, being that they own the airport, to bring up an ordinance forbidding any landings on the airport. I have a picture of one paraglider at 80 feet off the touchdown zone on runway 26 at Redlands. So just be aware, they do not have radios, and if they do have a radio, they may just said, Redlands traffic, we're north of the airport, paraglider, but where? And it could be from Cajon Pass all the way into Mentone or clear up to Seven Oaks Dam. So just be aware if you're flying into Redlands on the weekends.
Okay, well, don't forget to sign in.